Hello everyone. Today we are here to talk about the strategy of Abhishek Verma, who got selected this year in RBI for the Grade B examination. First of all, congratulations to you for getting selected.
Thank you.
There are some questions that I think a lot of people want to know as to how did he prepare, what were the problems that he was facing in previous examinations or previous attempts that he was taking that he rectified. So I thought let's make a video, let's call him, let's talk about the strategy that he followed, the problems that he rectified, that he finally got selected. So the first question that I have for him, let's come directly to the point, is when we talk about phase one, let's start with phase one. In phase one, how did you prepare for general awareness and also the other areas, that is reasoning, quant, and English? So what exactly was your strategy this year that was different from last year?
For general awareness, I used the online platforms like GK Today and Affair Clouds.
Okay.
So there are monthly capsules available on the Affair Clouds and GK Today as well. So I used them.
So you used online platforms
Yes.
rather than relying on a lot of sources, right?
And one single newspaper, the Financial Express, I used.
Okay. Okay.
That was helpful in throughout the journey to
Preparation.
the preparation, like phase one, phase two, and interview.
Okay.
And for other parts like quant, reasoning, and English, I use the BSc mock. Banking Service Chronicle is a magazine. So I use the mocks given in that magazine.
Okay.
This is a monthly magazine.
Okay.
So there is two or three mock in every magazine. So I use them.
So you used to take mocks regularly. So for English, how did you practice this year, and how was it different from previous years?
I was reading the newspaper, the Financial Express. So I used to collect the editorials from the newspaper, and I wrote them in my own words. That was really helpful. To write précis, to write essay, that was really helpful.
That was really helpful. You were not doing that before. Okay, okay. So Financial Express is the newspaper that you followed, and you used it in a lot of ways that you were not doing before. Okay, nice. And how about ESI and finance? Let's talk about ESI first.
For ESI, I start with the NCRT, class 11 and class 12. Then I use the book Ramesh Singh, Indian Economy. And Financial Express was helpful throughout the preparation for current affairs.
For current affairs as well.
So I revised the syllabus two or three times, and I focused more on current affairs.
Current affairs. So budget and survey, all those
Economic
things you mixed up.
survey and budget.
Okay, okay, okay. So how was it different from last year's? Were you doing anything different, or were you following the same strategy in ESI as well?
Main difference was the revision. I was not doing the revision properly.
Okay.
So this year I revised the syllabus two or three times, four times, and I focused more on current affairs.
Okay.
So that was really helpful.
That was really helpful. So the focus on current affairs helped your coverage of syllabus and revision of both the things helped because you combined all of them together. Okay. Let's come to finance and management now. So what were the books that you followed in finance?
For finance, I used Bharati Pathak book, and for management, I started with the NCRT Business Studies book.
Business studies.
Then I used the LM Prasad book. That was a really good book. But I think this year the management part was quite tough.
It was more technical.
Yes.
Yes.
So there is a book. The writer is T.N. Chhabra. So I think
that can be followed. Yes. That can be followed. Yes. So we are expecting that the syllabus the exam might get even more technical. So you have to cover these areas which you're not covering before. Okay. And what about the practical portion of finance?
Practical portion, I use the book R.P. Rustagi, and T.S. Grewal is also a good book. So ratio analysis can be covered from this book.
But you were telling me that you could do only 40 to 50% of the questions in the practical portion of finance because you did not prepare.
I only prepared two topics, ratios and bonds. But there are some numericals from other areas like cost management. There was one numerical. So I think 20 to 30 marks numericals were there. So I could not cover that because I was practicing only in the bonds and ratios.
So I think there is a requirement to prepare a lot of other areas which you did not prepare, but you compensated by having prepared in other areas and in other areas of finance also. Okay, so those were the books. And did Financial Express or any other newspaper help you in finance as well, or?
Yes, definitely. Because I think most of the questions were from current affairs. So I was following the Financial Express since 6 months or a year, and I was preparing the notes, short notes from the newspaper.
Newspaper, yes.
So it was like pinpointers. So it was really helpful.
It was really helpful. Right, right, right. Okay, having covered English, finance, and ESI, let's come to the interview. What was different in the interview this year? That because last year and last year you got really bad marks in interview, and you were telling me that this year the interview went well. So what were the things that happened in the interview this year that did not happen?
Actually, the one basic question that if you are working, so you have to justify why you want to switch your job. So that was the basic difference. I could not justify my facts and figures that why I am looking for switching my job
to RBI.
So this year I was confident. I prepared well. This helped me a lot.
This helped you a lot that you could justify there. So that must be the first question that they would have asked as to why are you looking for working in RBI. Okay, wonderful. What were the other questions and what were the other areas that were different from last year when we talk about the interview?
Basically, if you are working, so the whole interview will be around your the job profile.
Job profile.
So that was really helpful because I was working, so I was expecting the same questions this year also. So I prepared the answers very well, and the interview was just of 10 minutes.
Okay.
Duration.
Okay.
So it was very good.
It was very good.
It is normally if you talk about the interview, we should consider it like a chit chat only. There is nothing like interview. You are talking some your very senior person. So you just take it like a chit chat. You should not think like that you are appearing in an interview.
Okay, okay, okay. So you were not nervous. You were not.
That strategy really helped me a lot.
That helped you a lot. And you were telling me about the blogging part as well. That you.
Yeah,
you
I started writing blogs on various current topics. So I think 2 or 3 questions were asked in the interview, like the demonetization was the topic and the US election was the topic. So I wrote some blogs on that. And the questions were asked.
So they liked that because you were already writing, you were confident about those questions. Okay, amazing. So those are the small things. So let's finish with one very important question, that is the do's for a person who's preparing, the don'ts and the mistakes that people normally make that they should not be making. So what are the do's that you believe out of your personal experience that a person should be doing when he's preparing for the examination?
I think the very important is the cover the syllabus properly. You have to cover the syllabus properly. Revision is must. Revision is very important. You are reading lot of books and you are not revising them, so it is of no use.
No use.
You have to focus on current affairs. That is very important. That was the trend this year also and the last year as well. And the last one is practicing through mocks. Mock test is very important for phase 1 and for phase 2. You have to practice from the mocks.
Okay, okay. So you combined all these 4 things together in a certain way that you were not doing before. So you started revising whatever you were reading. You were not revising before, right? Okay. And what are the don'ts that you think that people should not be doing?
Just don't end up reading a lot of books. There is a matter of quality, not quantity.
Yes.
You have to read the limited books, limited material, limited books, and revise them again and again until you get full confidence that you can attempt any type of question in the exam. Focusing a lot of current affairs and not covering the syllabus from scratch. You have to cover the syllabus as well. If you are focusing only on current affairs,
that is not going to help you. Okay. Yes. So revision and focusing the entire syllabus as well as current affairs and not focusing on only one of them, right?
And third thing is just because some people are getting selection just reading 10 and 15 days, that is not important. You have to make your foundation strong. There is nothing like that you get only 15 days before mains and you can prepare in that time. That is not possible.
That is not possible. So a lot of people get through without preparing. Yes. That does not mean that you will also get through. And this applies to your personal experience very well. Yeah, you have been preparing for the last 3-4 years continuously while working. And you have got through just because of your hard work and not because of any luck that we can see. Yeah, 3 years of work as well as preparation is a lot. So the next question is, what were the mistakes that you rectified this year? And that are the reasons for you getting through. That what are the problems with your preparation in the last 2 attempts that you rectified this year?
This year I practice a lot. Writing practice is must because English is of 100 marks. So it has 1/3 weightage in mains exam. So I practiced a lot. Revision is very important. I was not revising the syllabus properly. I was just reading and left out. So the revision is very much important. You have to practice through mock test for phase 2 especially, because if you are reading something and you are not evaluating yourself that how much marks you are getting, how much knowledge you have, so that is of no use. So you have to practice mock test as well.
So these three things you inculcated this year in your preparation that you were not doing before. So you revised a lot, you took a lot of mock tests, and you practiced a lot of writing because essay is of an equal weightage. You right, English is of an equal weightage. Okay, they're wonderful. So the next question and the last question that I have is, if a person is preparing for the first time, if he's just starting his preparation and thinking about preparing for RBA, then what are the things that he should be doing?
Very important is cover the syllabus first, because the syllabus is there, so you can read the topics which are given in syllabus. So you have to cover the syllabus very first. Second thing is current affairs is getting much importance in this exam, because last year we saw that very much. I think 80% of ESI was from current only.
Yes.
So you have to focus on current affairs. Thing is mock test is very important for especially phase 2. If you are reading something, so you have to evaluate yourself with some experienced person or. So mock test is very important. These three things, I think, if
are the most important, right? So the procedure should be first cover the syllabus, then move on to current affairs, and then take the mock test. Rather than juggling them up and doing the current affairs first, that is going to harm you, right? So this is the approach
you have
that
to make the balance basically.
You have to make the balance
in the syllabus and current affairs.
Exactly. If that balance is missing, then you're going to hurt yourself when you go and take the exam. Okay, amazing. So these are the questions that I had from Abhishek. I think it's amazing that he's sharing his experience so that more and more people can prepare in a more organized manner and can get through the exam even faster than they normally do.